Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. I hope those of us who have the mark of Abba, Yahuah, resting today, obeying the commandment of Yahuah for us to rest. I hope we are enjoying our Sabbath. I pray that we will have eternal Sabbath with Yahuah forever and ever. I just want to thank Abba and I want to thank you for this opportunity that Yahuah has given to us to come on stream, to share the teaching of Torah today. Uh, it is the favor of Yahuah for us to be able to do this. It's not something that it is by our power. So Yahuah said, do not boast of anything. Don't boast of anything. Whatever that you have, believing that it pleases Yahuah to release it to you. So we don't need to boast of anything and everything. So we want to give Yahuah uh, for giving us. We want to give him thanks. He said, in everything we should um, bless his Kodesh name. We want to go into our teaching um, today, and that is going to be the final judgment of Yahuah in the land of Misraim. We have been treating this topic right from the book of Bereshit to the book of Shemot, which is Exodus. You know how Yahuah, I'm sure we're all familiar with the story of how Yahuah called Abraham from out of the world to be a bearer of his statutes, his commandments, and how he made promise to Abraham. You know, at the time he called him out, he asked him to leave. Abraham has nothing except his wife and his um, nephew, and little resources that they have. When Yahuah told him to leave, his land, to leave his family, and go to the land that he's going to show him. Abraham obeyed the voice of Yahuah. He guided the commandment of Yahuah. He left even when he doesn't know where he was going. He just left with belief that faithful is he that made promise. Yahuah is faithful when it comes to his promise. It may seem in our eyes that it is too low, it is too tarry. No, there's nothing that is too long before Yahuah. If it's not due, if what we are expecting did not come at the time that we are expecting it, don't forget that Yahuah has his own appointed time. And I have seen, even if from my own life, that if the appointed time of Yahuah did not come, nothing will happen. But when his appointed time comes, it's as if you are the best person in the world. And that is what happened to Abraham. He told him to move out of the world, to come out of Babylon to the land that is going to show him, to make him a distinctive person to him, a separate person to him. It's like a second project of Yahuah. The first project was Adam. Yahuah created, when he created everything, he handed over the world to Adam. And Yahuah told him that he should guide his commandment. The commandment was given to Adam. But Adam did not guide the commandment of Yahuah. He broke the law. He disobeyed Yahuah with his wife, and Yahuah sent them out of cut them off from relationship. You know, they have excellent. Adam has excellent relationship with Yahuah, but when he sinned, you know, there was a cutoff. Yahuah, remember, Yahuah warned him that this commandment, if you transgress this commandment, you are going to die. And it is not a physical death. So when our life is not right with Yahuah, see, Yahuah will cut off from us. He has no business in dealing with us. But when our life is righteous, when we guided his commandment of Yahuah, the Torah of Yahuah, when we do his will, when we obey his voice, when we guided his status, his Torah, what happened? We will be, you know, a friend of Yahuah. And Yahuah will also baruch us and be there for us, just like what happened to Abraham. And when Abraham gathered the commandment of Yahuah, he doesn't really understand what was going on at the time, but then he continued to believe Yahuah. And the scripture told us that for him to continue to believe in Yahuah, Yahuah counted it as a righteousness for him. You know, if you look at Genesis 15, you know, and at that time, he has no child, no inheritance. And Yahuah appeared to him again to reassure him that he's going to give him that land. But then he said, Yahuah, you know, is it this Eliezer that is going to inherit all these things that you are giving to me, looking that I don't have a child? And Yahuah said, no, no, your seed will inherit, who will succeed you. And Yahuah told him that, okay, this is the sign of my covenant with you. You know, bring me a young goat, you know, and the bird was brought to you. Abraham actually cut them, sliced them, you know, and as a burnt offering to Yahuah. So in the evening time, you know, the bird came down to eat up the offering. So he drove them off, and you know, he slept off. And there Yahuah told him that of a sure, you know, your children, you know, will go to a land that is not theirs, and um, that nation will be brutal to them. That nation will suppress them and oppress them. But I will, you know, bring them out of that land, and that land that, you know, was not kind to them, brutal to them, I will judge. And your seed will come out with, you know, a lot of resources. So, and this was fulfilled with Joseph. Joseph was sold into Mizraim, Egypt, by his brothers. So while he was in Potiphar's house, his wife was trying to mess up with him. His wife wanted to put him in trouble. But that Yosef or Yusuf, you know, stood by what the commandment of Yahuah. He told the woman that, how can I commit this heinous crime against Yahuah? He did not even say against her husband, but against Yahuah. So he has the fear of Yahuah in his heart. Do you have the fear of Yahuah in your heart? Do you obey and fear Yahuah when it is only you with a woman? Those of us who are in this way, who are guiding the commandments, can you be trusted? Joseph guided the commandment. He refused to. And as a result of that, he was in prison. But see, those who stood, righteously, Yahuah never abandoned them. The scripture told us that Yahuah was with Joseph and he made him to be prosperous. Yahuah was with Yusuf and he made him to be prosperous, even in prison. And Yahuah brought him out of prison. He became the prime minister in Israel. So he reunited with his brother. He doesn't have any bitterness in his heart because Yusuf is a prototype of Yahushua HaMashiach. No bitterness in his heart towards his brother. You say, you did this evil to me, but Yahuah turned it good for me to save life. Yahusha said he came to rescue or to save or to deliver the lost house of Yazrael. Yahusha did not come to save the world. Yes, he came to save the lost house of Yazrael. The Besorah is for the house of Yazrael and those who will join the house of Yazrael. Remember, when the children of Yazrael were leaving the promised land, Mizraim, when they are leaving Mizraim, the scripture said that multitude of people, when they saw the mighty hands of Yahuah, Elohim of Israel, they joined the house of Israel. You see it? To serve, to believe in the Elohim of their fathers. Multitude of people. Brother Shaul talked about those who believe Yahushua HaMashiach and guiding the commandment of Yahuah, the witness of Yahuah, which is the Torah. Those who guided the commandment. They are common words. They are common words of that wonderful covenant. So if you guide the commandment of Yahuah, you are a member of the house of Israel. And after the demise of Joseph, another king came into power who does not know Joseph. The scripture says he does not know Joseph. So he started to fulfill the word of Yahuah. See, Yahuah's word has never changed and he will not change. Another king came who does not know Joseph. So he started oppression, affliction. He brought sorrow, pains, labor, heavy labor, just like what happened during slavery. The slaves worked for nothing for their masters all over the world. Same thing was what happened in the land of Mizraim. And the children of Israel started groaning in pain, and Yahuah saw, excuse me, and Yahuah saw their suffering. Yahuah saw their suffering. Yahuah saw their suffering, and Yahuah raised a man from the house of Luites, Musa, to deliver the people from the exploitation, from the oppression, from the slavery. And Yahuah revealed himself to him, because Yahuah has made up his mind to deliver his people. And he said, Yahuah, if I go to these people and they ask me your name, what will I say to them? And Yahuah revealed his name to Musa and to the people of Israel. They said the first time they heard the name of Yahuah, they reverent, they hear his name and the word of Yahuah, they reverend Yahuah, because they know that the salvation, the deliverer has come, that it's just a number of days for them to see the end of their suffering. What suffering are you encountering? See, if you are not covenanted, if you are not in the covenant, you have no part in Yahuah. If you are Christians, you have no part in Yahuah. If you are Muslims, you have no part in Yahuah. If you are Buddhist, if whatever you may be, if you are not covenanted, you don't have any part in him. And it's not your deliverer. He doesn't know you. But if you can turn back today and guide the commandment of Yahuah, then you will have his mark, because the judgment is coming. We want to teach about the final judgment that happened. We have seen when Abba told Musa, go to him. He thought Abba was playing with him. And Yahuah started raining judgment, one after the other, terrible judgment on the land of Mizraim. That judgment is a shadow of what is coming into our wicked world, this world. It's a shadow. Yahuah is coming. The day of Yahuah is coming. He sent his servant, Musa and Aaron, to warn Pharaoh and the land of Mizraim. If Pharaoh had listened to the voice of Yahuah, those terrible things wouldn't have happened in the land of Mizraim. Same thing today. We are living in Babylon. We are living in Mizraim, Egypt. Look at our world today. The world has rejected completely Yahuah and his way. The world is on its own. The world embraces all kinds of the world embraces all kinds of gods. They rejected the way of Yahuah. The day of Yahuah is coming. He brought plague on Misraim. Those is only the children of Israel that did not experience all those plagues. The last one before, the second to the last one, the number 9, he brought darkness, a very thick darkness. The world is in darkness today, a thick darkness. There is no any ray of light. No ray of light. People embrace falsehood. People love lies, deception. The world is full of entertainment. They have no room for Yahuah appointments. They don't want to do anything. Then we have a Babylonian system in place. We have a religious system that have held the whole world into captive. Just like the house of Yezreel are in the captive in Misraim, so also, the world is in captive of religious system. The mother church and her daughters, Islamic religion, the falsehood, Buddhism, Hinduism, Judaism. You have them and on and on and on, and they are in opposition to the way of Yahuah, the way of Abba. All this religion, all this system that I mentioned, they are in opposition to the way of Yahuah. But the day of Yahuah is coming, and we are going to see. Let's quickly go into Shemot, Exodus 11. And I will read from here. Exodus 11. And Yahuah said to Musa, I'm bringing yet one more plague on Pharaoh and on Misraim. After that, he's going to let you go from here. When he lets you go, he shall drive you out from here altogether. Speak now in the hearing of the people, and let every one man ask from his neighbors, and every woman from her neighbor, object of silver and object of gold. And Yahuah gave the people favor in the eyes of Misraim, and the man Moshe was very great in the land of Misraim, in the eyes of Pharaoh's servant, and in the eyes of people. And Musa said, thus said Yahuah, about midnight, I'm going out into the midst of Misraim. Let's go to Bereshit, Genesis 15. I'm going to read from verse 9 because of time. 15, 12. And it came to be when the sun was going down, and a deep sleep fell upon Abram, that, see, a frightening great darkness fell upon him. And he said to Abraham, you know for a certain that your seed are to be a sojourner in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them for 400 years. But the nation whom they serve, I am going to judge, and afterward let them come out with great possession. And now, as for you, you are to go your fathers in peace. You are to be buried at good old age. Now, this way I'm going, verse 14. But that nation that afflict his children, that nation Yahuah is going to judge. And that prophecy fulfilled when Yahuah told Musa to tell the children of Israel to go to their neighbor and ask them object of gold, object of silver, clothes, everything. Yahuah compensated them for 400 years of free labor. 400 years of free labor. Like what happened to the slaves here, 400 of nothingness. But here, Yahuah compensated his people. He asked that Moses should ask his people, their neighbors, objects of gold, diamond, clothes, dry, all kinds of things was, Yahuah laid for them to ask, so that they will be compensated. I will call it maybe reparation. Yahuah asked for reparation for his own people. Yeah, he asked for that is reparation for his own people. The last plea Yahuah inflicted on disobedient nation. When a nation or individual disobey Yahuah, it doesn't go well with them. It may seem that everything is going fine. It's for a while. Yahuah said we should not, we should not be sad when we see people accumulating wealth who are not, from Yahuah. He said it's for a while. It's going to be for a while. He told him, he said to him, tell them, let them ask. And Yahuah said to Musa, I'm bringing yet one more plague on Pharaoh and on Mizraim. On Pharaoh and on Mizraim. He did, the most was so interesting in all is the fact that it was not only Pharaoh that is sharing from this plague, the whole land of Mizraim. He said, remember Yahuah said that he will judge Pharaoh, he will judge the deities, the gods of the land of Mizraim, and the people. But see, one thing that you should ask is this. In the land of Mizraim, they believe that Amun-Ra and all other gods are God and they are very powerful. But why is it that in the day of judgment, all these Egyptian, Osiris and Amun-Ra and other were unable to save Pharaoh and his people? Why? You are talking of Almighty, the creator of Shamayim and Arad. He permitted him. He said, I'm going to harden his heart so that I will demonstrate my wonders in the land of Mizraim, and that the whole world will know that he is Yahuah. He's Yahuah. That is his name. The whole world will know. Are we not saying it today? Brother Shahul said what happened in the past is an example for those of us who are the end of the age, so that we can learn. But the question is, the world learning it today? No. There was even a judgment of Yahuah before even Mizraim. You remember? Noah. I have heard a lot of scholars saying that, well, Noah does not exist and all those things are not okay. That's okay. That is what their level of knowledge permit them to understand. Yahuah instructed Noah for that he should build an ark to save himself and his family. And for another extra 120 years, Noah was teaching the Besorah, the good news. But they never listened to him. He was warning until the day of judgment. And by that time, it was too late. The door has been locked. Nobody can open the door that Yahuah locked, or nobody can lock the door that Yahuah opened. Even Noah couldn't do that. And Yahushua warned us. He said his day is going to be like the day of Noah. Today, what you have. No, the world is full of entertainment. Enjoyment. We are giving marriages and marrying and all kinds of things is happening in the world today. The world is advanced in technology. The world has built a super military might. And the world trusted in this military might so much. But a day is coming. A day of Yahuah. So also Mizraim trusted in their military might. Don't forget that time. They were the superpower of their world. No nation can face them militarily. Just like today, no nation can face America, Russia, China, North Korea, Iran, and other nations, because they have the arsenal, they have fire power in their hands. They have intercontinental ballistic missile that can destroy it, according to them, the whole world. But then nobody, you can't destroy what you don't create. But there's this industrial complex that we have. The world has pictured in their eyes as a God that is going to save them. Some has even built underground for them to be protected if there's any nuclear fire. The day of Yahuah is coming. And it's going to be so terrible. It's going to be so terrible. It's going to be so terrible. Where will you be if you don't have the mark of Yahuah? See, the children of Israel, they do have the mark. They are covenanted. Yahuah made covenant with their fathers. And so they are sealed. They are kept in a special place while the Mizraim are going through horrible, just like what is happening in Palestinians now. The Palestinians are going through horrible war experience. Horrible. The Israeli will tell them to go to this safe place. Then when they get there, they bomb it. Horrible. The famine, all kinds of things that is happening in that land. But you see, the day of Yahuah is going to be more than that. It's going to be more than that. And who will deliver the world from the anger of Yahuah? And Moshe said, thus said Yahuah, about midnight I'm going out into the midst of Mizraim, and all the firstborn in the land of Mizraim shall die, from the firstborn of Pharaoh, who sit on his throne, even to the firstborn of the female servant, who is behind the handmill, and all the firstborn of cattle, and there shall be a great cry throughout the land of Mizraim, such as has never been or ever again. You see it? Yahuah go out in the night. Yahuah is coming in the night. His appearance is going to be, like a thief in the night. There's going to be a very terrible judgment. Prototype of what will happen is going to be more. If you go to the book of Revelation, exactly the plague that Yahuah used against Mizraim, the same thing, more than that, more fierce than that is going to use against this wicked world. For everything that Yahuah against is what the word upheld. Everything. The word called darkness light and called light darkness. The word called evil good and called good evil. See the atrocities that is happening in our world today. See the exploitation that is going on in our world today. See the man inhuman to another human being that is going on in the world today. See the outright robbery, stealing of other people's resources. Nations are going from one to steal other resources and killing people. Go to Africa and see what is happening. Robbing, open eye, robbery. All kinds of vices that is worse than Sodom and Gomorrah. Exploitation, injustice. That is our world today. Not only that, The world have no knowledge of their creator. So if you don't have the knowledge of your creator, why would you even guide his way? But the day of Yahuah is coming. Let's go further. And all the firstborn in the land of Mizraim shall die from firstborn of Pharaoh. And Pharaoh who sit on his throne, even to the firstborn of the females, they will all die. 7. But against any of the children of Yazareh, no dog shall move its tongue against man or against beast, so that you know that Yahuah makes distinction between Mizraim and Yazareh. You can also read 2 Samuel 7-9. 2 Samuel 7-9. Just because of our time, I won't be able to be reading all the scripture, but I'll be telling you, read 2 Samuel 7-9. The day of Yahuah. But go to Goshen. Go to Goshen. Nothing happened in Goshen. Nothing. Because they are covenanted. They have the seal of Yahuah. No evil. He said even a dog will not wag their tongue. That is to say that they will not bite. And for every plague that come to Mizraim, Pharaoh will send his spies to go and check what is happening in Goshen. And they will come back to report to him that nothing. They live peacefully because they have the mark of Yahuah. You see, we've been deceived about some individual character that is coming to give you the mark of the beast. You see, if you don't guide the commandment of Yahuah, you already have the mark of the beast. You are none of his. It's a deception. 666 is a deception. A blatant deception. Yahuah said to tell children of Israel that they should observe and guide the commandment, that they should guide Sabbath with their lives, because it is a mark, it is a sign between Yahuah and the children of Israel. That is the mark. That is the mark. So if you don't have the mark of Yahuah, you don't obey the commandment, you are not walking the walk, the ancient path. You are wasting your time. You already have the mark of the beast. You remember? Yohanan talked about the wicked one that is coming, and he said he's already here. He's already here. It's already here. It's already here. It's already here. You don't have the mark of Yahuah. That is it. But it's not too late. You are not dead yet. You can still turn back from your crooked way and come to Yahuah. Turn and start finding the way of life, the way of life. That young man came to Yahushua HaMashiach. He said, what must I do to enter the kingdom? What did Yahushua say to him? Yahushua told him to go and guide the commandment. That's what he said to him. So turn back and started guiding the commandment of Yahuah, so that it's going to be well with your soul, with your being. And Yahuah and Moshe and Aharon did all these wonders before Pharaoh. However, Yahuah hardened the heart of Pharaoh, and he did not let the children of Israel go out of his land. He didn't allow it, because Yahuah said he will deal with him. The day of Yahuah is coming that is going to deal with the world. It's going to be so terrible. And Yahuah spoke to Moshe and to Aharon in the land of Mizraim, saying, this month is the beginning of the month for you. It is the first month of the year for you, the month of Abib, which is April. You know, in our calendar, see, in my ethnic group calendars, in those, before the advent of Christianity and Islam, okay, between March and April, it is when we celebrate New Year. So my ethnic group have same culture with ancient Hebrew, everything, marriage, circumcision, mention it. Food, guiding the commandment. Our people did not learn how to guide the 10 commandments. It has been with us. Circumcision has been with us. Circumcision, you circumcise 8 days. I mean, you are dedicated. They give you name 8 days. Your mama stay, if it's a girl, your mama stay, I think 33, 66. If it is a boy, 33 or 30. I witnessed this. And she will stay in isolation place because they see her as unclean. Nobody taught us this. It is not from Torah. I mean, it is not from the Bible that was given to us, but this is the Torah. But when Christianity came, they met this and said, no, these people must be a real Asian Israelite. Let's destroy, their way of life and bring them Christianity. Now, speak to all the congregation of Yazareth, saying, on this 10th day of this month, each one of them is to take for himself a lamp according to the house of his father, a lamp for a household. And if the household is too small for the lamp, let him and his neighbor next to him, to his house, take it according to their number of the beans. According to each month's need, you make your count for the lamp. Let lamb be perfect. One a year old male, take it from the sheep of the groom. A perfect, unblemished male goat or lamb. You see, if they want to make burnt offering in my culture, they make peace burnt offering, sin burnt offering. The oracle man, you see, Satan corrupted it. They will ask you to bring, unblemished goat or a lamb for burnt offering. If it is a sin offering, they do it. When I was growing up, And they shall eat the flesh of that night, roasted fire with the unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat. Leavened and unleavened bread. What is unleavened bread that is in you? You who are in this way. Let me ask myself that question. The leavened bread of corruption, the leavened bread of unfaithfulness is among the so-called Torah observant. Majority of them still refers to Yahuah as Lord and Jod. Majority of them are still eating unclean food. Majority of them, their way of life in Christianity has, they still maintain same way of life. The majority of them are from one group to another, they are not looking to guide the commandment of Yahuah, but looking for men, looking for women. Looking for men, looking for women. The day of Yahuah. Purge yourself of living. Purge it. Let's purge it. Let's purge ourselves so that we can have clear mind to approach the throne of Yahuah. Let's clean ourselves of uncleanness, because that day is coming. This teaching is equally to me. You know, the scripture is two-edged sword. I should examine myself too. Am I in the Torah? Am I guiding the commandment the way I'm supposed to guide it? Examine yourself. Just like what Brother Shaul said in, I think in 1 Corinthians 5:7. Let's quickly see it. 1 Corinthians 5:7. 1 Corinthians 5:7. 1 Corinthians 5:7. He said, therefore, cleanse out the old leaven, so that you are a new lump, as you are unleavened. For also Mashiach, our Pesach, was offered for us. So then let us observe the festival not with old leaven, nor with the leaven of evil and wickedness, but with the leavened bread of sincerity and truth. The unleavened bread of sincerity and truth. Honesty to Yahuah, our Elohim. Honesty to one another in guiding the commandment, not with wickedness. Wickedness is lawlessness. Wickedness is evil. Evil is lawlessness. When you don't guide the commandment of Yahuah, you are lawless. You are evil. When you are in this way, your life has not changed. You are evil. And then Yahuah gave the instructions that this night is a night of remembrance, and you must do this forever, because it will remind you of how I deliver you. I brought you out of the land of Mizraim with a mighty hand. With a powerful hand, I brought you out of the land of Mizraim. And he said, you shall guide the month of Matsut, for on this same day, that is the Pesach, Passover, you shall guide the month of Passover, for I brought you your division out of the land of. But what has the church did? Instead of this to guide the commandment, they institute Easter, burning rat. What has Passover got to do with the burning rat? Fertility. Easter. The Babylonian, the Chaldean deities that the Israelites eventually worship, that brought that condemnation and judgment on them. We celebrate, the Christians don't celebrate, they celebrate Christmas, Easter, and all kinds of the same Muslim. The night. And what happened? Let's go to 27. Then you shall say it is the Pesach, slaughtering of Yahuah, and pass over the house of the children of Israel in Mizraim when he smote the children of Mizraim and deliver our household. And the people bowed their head and did obeisance. That is worship. They bowed their head. Not the kind of worship you have today. You have sun worship, sun deities. And that is what is happening in your churches. Sun deity, you worship the sun. You worship goddess. You worship deity called JC that was created. Sun deity. These people, they reference Yahuah. They bow down their head. You see it? They bow down their head to reverend Yahuah. In my culture, you bow down your head to reverend elder or you prostrate. You are not worshiping. It's just a mark of reverence. See, we are Hebrew. And the children of Israel went away and did so as Yahuah has commanded Moshe and Aharon, so they did. And it came to be at midnight. That is the day of Yahuah, the day of judgment. Today, Yahuah is preparing you. Yahuah is sending out his servants so that you will not go through this experience. Let's see what Micah, the book of Amos 5:17. The book of Amos 5:17. Amos 5:17. 5:17. Here, he said, let me read from 16. Therefore, Yahuah Elohim Savot, Yahuah said, there is wailing in an open square, and in all the streets they say, alas, alas, and shall call the farmer for money, and skill lamented to wailing. And in all vineyards there is wailing. For I pass through your midst. Yahuah will pass through the world. For I pass through your midst, said Yahuah. Woe to you who are belonging for the Yom of Yahuah. Woe to you who are belonging the day of Yahuah. What does the Yom of Yahuah mean? That is, what does the day of Yahuah mean to you? It is darkness, not light. As when a man flee from a lion, and a bear shall meet him, or enter his house, rested his heart on the wall, and a serpent shall bite him. The serpent shall bite him. Also the Yom of Yahuah, darkness, not light. You hear that? What is the day of Yahuah is going to be? What is this day is going to be? The house of Pharaoh never expected. The land of Mizraim never expected. Never expected that Yahuah will came the way he came to kill Pharaohs and all the firstborns in Mizraim. A day of mourning, a day of crying, wailing in square. People will go to park everywhere. There will be no peace for the wicked, said Yahuah. That time is coming. You know, he said, when a man run from you, when you run from a lion, you will meet bears on the road to finish you. When you get to your house and you relax and put your hand by the wall, what happens? You will be bitten by a snake. That is the day of Yahuah. That is coming to the world. It's coming to a wicked world. Let's go to Amos 4:10. 4:10. I have sent among you a plague in the way of Mizraim. I have slain your young men with a sword, along with your captured horses. That is what Yahuah sent after the children of Israel, his own children, when they refuse, when they go after other deities, they go after other mighty ones. Yahuah sent same plague after them to destroy them. Same thing is going to happen to the wicked world. Yahuah will send his plague to the wicked world. There will be no hidden place, my friend. There will be no hidden place, my brothers. There will be no hidden place, my sisters, my mama, my fathers. You see it? He said, you are asking for the day of Yahuah. What do you think about that day? Have we ever sit down to think about that day? The world is gradually approaching the day of Yahuah. It's coming. It's coming. The judgment. It's coming. Let's look at Yoel. Yahuah. It's called Yahuah in Hebrew, but it's Yoel in English. Let's look at Yoel chapter 2. And I will read from 1. Blow a ram horn in Sion, and sound an alarm in my Kodesh mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the Arad tremble, for the day of Yahuah is coming. For it is near, a yom of darkness and gloom. A yom of a day, that is a day, yom in Hebrew, is a day of darkness and gloom, a day of cloud and thick darkness. A day of cloud and thick darkness, just like what happened in Misraim. Take darkness. A terrible day for the world, but a deliverer day for those that guided the commandment of Yahuah. A day of lights, a day of joy for those that guided the commandment of Yahuah. A day of blessing for those that guided the commandment. Just like what happened in Goshen. They didn't experience that. But you remember when Yahuah told the children of Israel that they should bring or buy a lamb, a young lamb blemish, and they should slaughter it and use the blood, to cover the front view of their houses. Do you know there are Mizraim who did the same thing? And you know what happened? Yahuah never visited. The Malak of Yahuah never visited those houses because they obey the voice of Yahuah. They guided the commandment of Yahuah. So they were not partakers of the evil that came on Mizraim, that night. The day of Yahuah. There will be no way out. There will be no way out. Today, in this Sabbath, as you are hearing, the voice of Yahuah through me, why don't you turn back, come back? If you are in the way, why don't you correct your ways? Why don't you clean yourself up from leaven, wickedness, and be clean and put on the garment of righteousness? What is righteousness? Let's say Devarim, Deuteronomy 6:25. 6:25. 6:25. Deuteronomy 6:25. And it is righteousness for us when we guide to do all the commands before Yahuah our Elohim as he has commanded us. That is righteousness. It is going to be counted righteousness for you when you guide the commandment of Yahuah. When you guide the 10 commandments of Yahuah, is going to be counted as a righteousness for you, for me, and all those who will guide his commandment, who will obey his voice. I love this, and there's no time I will teach, I will not bring this. I love Abraham. And this is what Yahuah recorded about him. Yahuah, Genesis 26:4-5. Now, let me start from verse 1, and we will close with this. And there was a scarcity of food in the land, beside the first scarcity of food which was in the days of Abraham. And Isaac went to Avimelech, sovereign of the Pelishites in Gerar. And Yahuah appeared to him and said, do not go down to Mizraim. He wanted to go to Egypt. Today, a lot of people love to be in Egypt. Those who are in this work, their eyes has not yet been completely removed from Egypt. They still love Egypt. They love Babylon. They do the things of Babylon. We love the things of the world. And Yohanan said that if you love the world and the things that are of the world, you are not of Yahuah, you are not of Abba. If you love the things of the world, you love the way of the world, you are praised by the world, you are not of Abba. You are not of his. If you love the thing of the world. So Isaac wanted to go to Mizraim, just like what his father did. He wanted to do the same thing, but Yahuah appeared to him. Sit right there. Don't go to Mizraim. See, Yahuah guide his own people. If you give your heart to him completely, it will order your step, it will guide your step, it will appear to you and reveal himself to you. But first of all, you have to remove the image that the world gave to you that is in your heart. If you have Jesus in your heart, he has taken the place of Yahuah. If you have Muhammad in your heart, he has taken the place of Yahuah. He's the Lord of you, of your heart. So, and Yahuah appeared and said to him, do not go to Mizraim. Live in the land where I command you. Sojourn in this land, and I shall be with you and baruch you, for I give all this land to you and your seed, and I shall establish the oath which I sworn to Abraham your father. Yahuah reminded him of his oath with his father. You know, it was a severe famine, no food, nothing. But he never disobeyed Yahuah. Isaac never disobeyed the voice of Yahuah. Listen and see what Yahuah said. And I shall increase you as I increase your seed like the stars of the Shamayim, and I shall give all this land to your seed, and in your seed all the nations of the earth shall be Baruch. Yahuah reinforced, re-emphasized the promise he made to his father. Look, if you guided the commandment of Yahuah, your children will continue to enjoy the favor of Yahuah forever. 6. Because Abraham, that is his father, obeyed my voice and guide my charge. You see it? Abraham obeyed Yahuah's voice and guide his charge. What he left in his hand to guide, he guided perfectly. He obeyed his voice. Shaul was sent to go and destroy Amalek. But he disobeyed the voice of Yahuah. He never guided the commandment. He disobeyed Yahuah's voice. And you see the end of it? He lost the throne. He was killed like a dog in the battle. Yahuah withdrew from him the ruach of Yahuah back out from Shaul's life. The same thing. That is the same thing that happened to Adam and Hawa in the Garden of Eden. Adam and Hawa. That's what happened to them in the Garden of Eden. Yahuah, step back from them and leave them to themselves, to follow the deceiver who deceived them. Your father obeyed my voice and guided my charge, my commands, my laws, and my Torah. And Isaac dwelled in Gerar. Your father obeyed my commands, my laws, and my Torah. That means that every commandment and status law that was revealed to Moshe is what Abraham guided. So he said, because he said he obeyed his law, his statutes, and his command, and his Torah. That's what Yahuah said. This Shabbat, let's take this opportunity. You who have not known the way of Yahuah, that you are listening to my voice, turn to find the ancient paths. Turn back and find the ancient path so that you can find peace with Yahuah. Turn back before it is too late. Nobody knows the time and the minute and the second when Yahuah will appear. Nobody knows. Even Yahusha said the Malak in Shamayim does not know. He himself doesn't know it. It's only the Father. The Father may decide this night. Why don't you turn back from your wicked way? Why can't I turn away from my wicked way and guide his commandments? There's blessings in obedience. We are fathers, we are parents. When our children obey us, we always been very happy, with them. If they disobey us, we are not going to be happy. Same thing, our Heavenly Father. Yahuah is angry with the wicked world. And his anger will fall on the world one day. It has appointed a day for Yahuah, the day of Yahuah. You don't want to know that day. You don't want to experience it. His Nabi have told us, Amos and Joel, it's a day of darkness, complete darkness. You remember, the Egyptians are in total darkness. There's no, oh no, you don't want to experience that. It's going to be worse than the time of Noah. He's coming back to judge the world. Well, Yahuah, we thank you for this Shabbat teaching. I pray to Yahuah that Yahuah will open your hearts to receive his word and open your eyes and your ears to obey the voice that is coming out to you now. We thank Yahuah for this teaching, and please support us by sharing this video, by subscribe to our channel, by making comments. We want to hear from you. We want to know what we might be doing wrong or right. Just want to hear your comments. Please help us to share it to your friends, to your neighbors, and to people around you. I will put out my phone and my email. If you want us to talk and to discuss, you can call me. Uh, you can call me. It's 475-300-1529. 475-300-1529. You can call me. Then we can, talk about the way of Abba. Till I see you next Sabbath. May Yahuah be with you, protect you, and guide you. May his face shine on you, and may you enjoy his presence. Shabbat Shalom. Bye-bye.